Presenting the colors tonight is Caitlin Passwaters, riding in the number 74 Bob Passwaters Jr. ride. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And gentlemen, remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem. Singing tonight is Beth Liebling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Ever so nicely done, Beth. Thank you for coming out to Midvale Speedway to sing the national anthem. We are underway at Midvale. Field rolling into the first and second turn. It's Stankiewicz on the bottom, Hoffman on the outside, and we're going to have a yellow flag out for a failed start for the front row. Green flag coming off of 4, much better this time. We're underway. Tom Stankiewicz and Emerson Hoffman underway at the green. The starting line over in 4, much better that time, and we are rolling for 8 laps in our fast heat race. Stankiewicz falling back on the inside lane. Leading lap 1 is going to be Emerson Hoffman. Hoffman, though, has Stankiewicz fighting back. Stankiewicz a little bit sideways. Rosenberry checks up. Rohr checks up. Smith was sideways in that outside groove. Stankiewicz second. Smith is third. Fourth is Sibla. Tedesco up the track in the 70, your top qualifier running the second lane. Rohr going to the inside. Rohr to the inside of Tedesco. His car looks a little bit free here in this heat race. Side by side our top 2 qualifiers. Leading the way, and now a battle for the number 3 spot as Sibla gets to the inside of Smith. Smith running the outside, now goes back to the bottom. Sibla there, looks to the low side, makes a little bit of contact. We see Schneider in the 17 washing up a little bit here and there. His car looks a little bit free. Rohr's car pretty into the track right here for the heat race as Smith goes for second. Sibla goes for third. Rohr also in a battle with Schneider. Schneider protecting the bottom, going down into the corner. It's going to be Rosenberry going back to the outside lane. Schneider sideways. Rohr gets to the inside. Battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th as Smith in the 1 goes to the outside. Rohr boxed in right now on the bottom with Schneider. He's looking to the inside. Schneider sideways. Good action in our late model heat. They race to the checkered. It's all Hoffman by himself. Hoffman's going to pick up the victory. Finishing second was Brian Smith in the 1. Finishing third was Stankiewicz. Sibla 4th, Rohr 5th. As Schneider loops it around, he was fighting an ill-handling car. So was Tedesco in the 70. Rohr looked pretty good. Rosenberry looked pretty good. Sibla looked pretty good. Brian Smith was a bit free. He was sliding around in the number 1. But your winner pulling away with this one, the number 90 of Delroy. Let's hear it for Emerson Hoffman. Car 02 from Louisville, the Canton Auto Sales entry. Green flag is out. Going to be a yellow flag, caution flag coming out for a failed start down in turn number 4. Mills and Miller in row 3, then Smith and Page. They come to the stripe. They're basically stopped. The green is out, and he didn't go again.
I agree with you. I was just messing.
Kirkpatrick into the lead in the 28. 23 just not up to speed. McMillan looks to the outside. Kirkpatrick closes the door, takes his lane away. Ritter's going to lead lap number 1. Ritter leads the way. Kirkpatrick second. His car now back up to speed. McMillan in the 3rd slot. Baker 4th. Miller goes to the outside lane in a battle for the number 4 spot. Mills back there. So is Smith in the 12. We've completed the first 2 of our scheduled 8 laps, and Ritter leads the way. Kirkpatrick, once he got up to speed, seems to be running fine. It's just those starts. His car was really sluggish off of 4.
Looks like maybe he's having some carburetor issues or something, Adam.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. It was a slow pace coming into an extremely slow pace. That didn't help his effort. But he's closing in on the 28 of Ritter, who's now dirt tracking it, Jonathan Ritter style. And that might allow Kirkpatrick to get back in this race. We saw a little bit of everything, maybe some tight and some extremely free in our first heat. And I think it might be because of the super modified rubber that's been put down on the track. We've completed the first 5, 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go this time for Ritter, Kirkpatrick, and McMillan. We've got the 0-2 of Jesse Page around on the back straightaway. Jesse Page in the 0-2 is spun on the backstretch, bringing out the caution. Page. If it's better in the outside lane this time as he and Ritter bring him in over at the stripe in turn 4, and much better this time. They're underway. As they go off into the first turn, Kirkpatrick going to try to get to the bottom. McMillan gets in there. So does Mike Miller. Kirkpatrick caught in the outside lane. Mills, the rookie, up to 5th. Ritter leads. 2 laps to go. It's a stripe for Jonathan Ritter, the Weirton, West Virginia driver. McMillan follows closely. Miller right there in 3rd. They've made wholesale changes to the setup on that car, and it doesn't seem to be doing too badly so far tonight. And the white flag waves. 1 to go for Ritter. Ritter is barely hanging on to it in Big Mac. Doug McMillan is right there on the bumper. Down the back stretch he goes. Slight contact entering the corner. McMillan right there as they come to the checker, but it's going to be Ritter taking the win, hanging on to that 3 race car. McMillan brings home 2nd, 3rd spot to Mike Miller, 4th to Kirkpatrick, 5th to Mills, 6th to Bubba Smith, 7th to Larry Baker, and 8th to Jesse Page. Taking the win, hanging on to a very, very loose race car, the Your Auto Connection. Hooper's Rock Springs Parts and Service, Sheila's Place, and Talk Racing with Mike.com, number 28. Put your hands together for Jonathan Ritter. He brings the field to green with Robinson in turn number 4, and it is a good start. We're underway at Midvale. Down into the first turn we go. Kaola on the bottom, Robinson on the outside lane. Drivers in rows 2 and 3 being patient early. Kaola pulls alongside of him in the 007 car as we race to the completion of lap 1. Oh, contact, look out. Trouble. Fuchs and Robinson get together. Joe Fuchs, New Philadelphia driver in the 57 from New Philadelphia. The 14 of William Robinson on the outside. Of Adams in the 4th position. See the 11 of Adams looking to find his way around Kaola for the 3rd position. Leading is Gene Molnar Jr. It is 4 in, 4 to go this time at the line. Adams to the outside of Keola. And Adams does move up into the number 3 spot. Bob the Animal Eichel takes his ride to the pits, trying to get it ready for the last chance race coming up later. We've completed our first 6, and leading the way is Gene Molnar Jr. Here comes Middahl. White flag, 1 to go for the 48 car of Gene Molnar Jr. Middahl second. Adams, his first Midvale late model race, in third. Trading is modified for that late model a few weeks ago. Going to come to the checkered, and it's going to be Molnar racing to the victory. Gene Molnar Jr. the win. Heats complete tonight. What a field we have. Some pretty good racing. Picking up the W. In the final heat, the Johnny J's Pub and Grill, Ken's Auto Service Center, United Salvage, and the Lakemore Tavern. Car number 48. Let's hear it for Gene Molnar Jr. And rounding it out is John Hennis in the 36.
Keep an eye on that 94 and that 7, row 3, Adam.
Oh, yeah. 94 of Schulich, 7 of Schultz, and row number 3, green flag. Coming up, turn number 4 for the 07 of Jay Cox and the 14 of Lasecki. We're underway. 07 of Jay Cox shoving up a little bit in turn number 4, and they're going to go yellow. Caution flag coming out. Is that not a good start over in turn 4 between the 07 of Jay Cox and the 14 of Lasecki? The Graber Machine Tool Patco Transportation car. Green, 10 laps of the distance, super modifieds underway. Much better start. Edwards in the 11 thought about making it 3 wide. He thought better of it, entering the first corner, leading the way. The car number 14 of A.J. Lasecki. Last week's winner, Danny Shiree, goes to the outside. Thinking about a 3 wide pass was DJ Schulich. Schulich on the move. Look at Schulich go. He's up to third. He races for second. Schulich just about has the door closed on the backstretch. Checks up abruptly. He's up to third, though. Schulich to the inside lane for the number 2 spot. Shiree closes the door. Contact made. He checks up. Around the outside they go, and caution coming up. How long before Schulich, the second fast qualifier, last year's feature winner, makes his move? That's how long. Right on the green, and there goes Schulich out front. DJ Schulich into the lead for the second spot. Edwards going to take the spot. Kyle Edwards in the 11 up to second. Schulich will lead lap number 3. Edwards running second, Lasecki in third. It is the number 7 car of Charlie Schultz up into the number 4 spot. 5th is Jay Cox, 6th is Hennis. Edwards pretty fast earlier in practice, not giving up a lot of ground to the number 94 car of DJ Schulich. Schulich leads, 5 laps in, 5 laps to go for DJ Schulich. Schultz trying to make a move for third. Charlie Schultz in car number 7, driver from Lorraine, plenty of experience at Midvale and late model races, gets to the inside, takes over the number 3 spot on lap number 6. 3 laps to go. 3 to go this time at the line for the 94 of DJ Schulich. Edwards wheeling that number 11 car. Stays within striking distance. Both drivers have moved up the banking a little bit. 2 laps to go. Final 2 laps for the 94 of Schulich. White flag coming off of 4 this time. The North Ridgeville driver in car number 94, DJ Schulich. Final circuit. To the checkered off of corner number 4. Schulich to the checkered, picks up the win in heat 1. Second spot to Edwards. Third to Schultz. Finishing 4th is Lasecki. 5th is Jay Cox, and 6th to John Hennis. White flag waving. Next time to the green, we've got the number 5 of Jack Smith, the 22 of Mike McVedo on the front row number 2 of Bobby Dawson in the 28 car, and the number 77 of Matt Marlowe, row number 3 of Trevor Berry, the 49, and his teammate, the top qualifier, the 19, point leader, champion last year, Trent Stevens. Green flag is out. Down into the corner we go. They are still side by side. Not the greatest of starts, but they did pull back side by side towards the finish line area. Up the banking goes Smith. Looking to the low side. Here comes the 28 of Bobby Dawson. Trevor Berry right now looking for a place to go. He's running the bottom. Up the banking. Contact made. Trouble in the corner. Around goes the 77 of Matt Marlowe. The 49 of Berry went up the banking, and the 49 collided with the 77, and we've got trouble. Caution flag out in our super modified. Barry's car, the 49, just went down into the first corner. It was like it did not turn.
Lap 2, Adam, lap 2.
He's going to go to the outside. It looked like he was. He's going to drop to the bottom, coming off the corner. I think he might have his work cut out for him. Stevens goes to the inside. Whoa! Just about makes some contact. In fact, does a little bit with the 22 of McVedo. We've completed 2 already. Now stacking up at the front of the field. Here comes Bobby Dawson in the 28 car. I took the over, by the way. 19 of Stevens. Boxed in a little bit right now as McVedo running a decent lane. Here's Dawson. Bobby Dawson into the lead. Back to second, the 5 of Smith. McVedo about to take second away from Smith. That car just not hooking the corners. And now Trent Stevens will move up as well. Stevens, your top qualifier, up to third. Halfway coming up this time. Jack Smith says that's enough. Halfway this time. 5 in, 5 to go for Bobby Dawson. Stevens, probably the quickest car on the track, but looking for an opening. He found it. To the inside of Mike McVedo. Down into the corner he goes, and into second goes Stevens. McVedo back to third. 6 complete. 4 to go, and 1 spot to go for Trent Stevens. To the inside, he makes the bonsai move in turn 3, and Trent Stevens out front. Trent Stevens into the lead. Dawson back to second. McVedo is third. 2 laps to go for Stevens. Stevens pulling away from the field. He's in the 11s. He has broken his own track record. Of course, it doesn't count in a race. 1 to go. 11-7. 11-7, 5-5 for Stevens that time. Unbelievable. To the checkered. Can he go even better? Yes. Trent Stevens, the victory, and listen to this. The last lap of the race, he turned an 11.749. Stevens wheeling the number 19 tonight. The Casper Auto Group, Michelle's Cafe, PPG Paints, Domino's Pizza, Schaefer's Oil Car. In row number 3, it's the point leader, 4-time feature winner this season. The veteran Rich Schweitzer started his career in 1976, has won in 5 different decades. And the number 49 of Teddy Oliver starts in the 6th position. Green flag is out. Oliver, tonight's top qualifier. And we are underway into turns 1 and 2. It's Oliver up the track, and we've got him 3 wide, threading the needle. The number 6 of Mike Martin. Bubba Smith running the bottom, and Teddy Oliver looks for an opening. Sometimes he'll make one. This time it closes up in front of him, and 1 down. This time 7 to go. Leading the way, the 62 of Brian Oliver. Second spot, the number 6 of Mike Martin. Oliver slides back in the 49 as he got to the outside of Jeff Bowling. Bowling slid up the banking, taking the lane away from Oliver. Bubba Smith on the inside, Teddy Oliver on the outside lane for the number 4 spot as Oliver running away with this one. 84 of Schweitzer going 3 wide with Bubba Smith, locks up the tires but did keep it on the bottom. Scary moment for Smith as he saw the tire smoke. Going under his qualifying time twice during the early stages of this race, and we've got trouble in the corner between Bowling and Oliver. 62 of Oliver has broken out of his qualifying time. Oliver not quite going the speed that he was expected to go there in qualifying earlier. Our breakout time ready for green, 3 laps in, 5 to go, and we're ready for racing. It is Teddy Oliver, the top qualifier on the outside of Mike Martin down into the first corner. Martin down in the rumble bumps. Oliver looks good in the second lane. He's going to go into the lead. He can close the door in turn 3. Teddy Oliver, the new leader. Bubba Smith on the outside lane in the 5. Bubba Smith to the outside of teammate Mike Martin for the number 2 spot. 5 laps in the books. 5 in, 3 to go. The number 5 of Bubba Smith. And now opening up the inside lane. The 84 of Rich Schweitzer goes to the inside. Schweitzer on the inside of the number 5 of Bubba Smith. White flag coming up this time, 1 to go for top qualifier Teddy Oliver coming from the final row. Oliver locks up the brakes a little bit going into the first turn, but the McCaig Maintenance, PhilChalmers.com, number 49 leads the way into turn number 3. Car also sponsored by Wisman Motorsports, Terrace Hair Care, and Greg's Recovery. Oliver to the win in Heat 1. Martin second, Schweitzer third, Smith fourth, and Bowling comes home 5th. Made some adjustments, looks good, and he wins his fast heat starting from the final row tonight. Let's hear it for Teddy Oliver. Second heat race coming up, maybe still having some of the same issues. Brian Lewis in the 39 and the 74 of Bob Passwaters Jr. to the green in turn number 4. We are underway for 8 laps. And our second heat race for the JD Byrider Pure Stocks. Dirt tracking down in turn number 2. Not the quickest way around as Lewis, the rookie, drops back to 4th. Make it 5th. Hoopengarner on the move in the 68. Problem fixed. Leading is Passwaters in the 74. Did receive word earlier that it is Bob Passwaters Sr. driving the ride tonight, and he leads the way for the first lap. Harvey looking for the lead. On the outside lane, the nephew of Don Harvey Jr., it is Austin Harvey, the youngster from the Barberton area, taking over the number 1 spot. Harvey out front. The battle now for second is the rookie Jeremiah Hartline, making his second ever Pure Stock start. Hoopengarner back in the pits in the 68, so some sort of problem arises again. Harvey leads, Hartline second, third is Passwaters, and 4th is Lewis. 4 laps in, 4 to go for Austin Harvey. Harvey protecting the bottom. He's a rookie in the division. He ran front-wheel drive cars last season at Barberton. He also brought his car once last season to Midvale and picked up a win.
Adam, do you see the onboard camera on the 112? That's an old school in-car camera.
I think that might be a Mid-Vid camera. Mid-Vid Racing Video, our weekly videographer, doing a great job as always tonight, and they have several in-cars they put on rides, and I have a feeling that is one of theirs.
Nice. We have to tell them to upgrade to a GoPro.
They have a couple of those. I know they have at least one 7 in, 1 to go this time. 1 to go for Austin Harvey and the 112. Lewis to the pits in the 39. And Hartline going to try to do it on the final lap. He'll drop to the bottom in turn 2. Hartline making a run. Harvey holding him off so far. Harvey's engine not up to power. He's had some mechanical issues with that car this season. We're coming to the checkered off the corner. Hartline looks low, but it's going to be Harvey to the victory. Second spot to Hartline, finishing third, the 74 of Bob Passwater Sr. The Springfield Lake Roller Rink, Ritzman Muffler, Baker Performance, American Thunder, Canal, Fulton Tire, number 112, 16-year-old pure stock rookie at Midvale Speedway from Barberton. Let's hear it for Austin Harvey. See one of the cameras on the roof of that car, Mid-Vid Racing Video, placing in-car cameras in a number of our divisions tonight. You can get all the footage for just $10. They're here on a weekly basis. Stop up and talk to John in the video tower, which is right beside the main scoring tower. He can put you down for a DVD of tonight's racing action here at Midvale Speedway. We're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Should we stop and tell them?
No, this is more fun.
Green flag coming out of 4. We'll try to do this. Just pretend you're looking in a mirror. They go down into the first corner, and it's going to be the number 50 car of Bucky into the lead. Top qualifier, Colton Bryan, goes into the second spot. Boy, it sounded like we were listening to MRN when they flew by your microphone over there, Chris.
Did you like that?
I like that. Let's do it again. We'll crank it up this time. This lap, we'll crank it up for the fun packs. Everybody had turned their surround sound up as they race by turn number 2, I guess it is. It actually does sound pretty impressive, Chris. Thank you. The number 50 car of Dan Bucky leads the way. Colton Bryan running in the second spot. Third is Alan Clark in the 150. Alan Clark has now dropped back to fourth in the 151. It's Bartholow in the number 3 position. Oh, some contact. Colton Bryan getting into the rear bumper there of Dan Bucky. So Bryan will now go to the outside, says, made a little contact. I better try to pass him clean here. He goes to the outside lane. He also has the 115 of Howard Bartholow challenging for second. Bartholow gets in there but goes up the track, makes some contact. Look out, Colton Bryan hanging on to it.
Lots of contact between the 21 and 115.
Yeah, these cars aren't used to turning right. Bryan's going to go down into the infield. Bartholow didn't come too far off the bottom, but he did definitely come in off the bottom a little bit and made some contact with Colton Bryan in what is normally turn 3, now turn number 2. Bucky holds on to the lead. Bartholow is in second. Going to be 5 in and 3 to go this time, and Bartholow is going for the lead.
And he's going to get it at him down the front straightaway.
Side by side for the number 1 spot. Bartholow has been an impressive driver in our Fun Pack division as of late. He's picked up a couple of wins on a road course and on an oval. Side by side down in the corners. 2 laps to go. What a battle for the lead. Here comes the 115 of Bartholow. Bucky coming to the white flag. A race with 1 to go. Bartholow just sliding so high. He's using the 7th groove.
But he's had the advantage off of turn number 4, it would be. And Bucky's got a better car off of 2.
Oh, he got a good run this time. Bartholow, is he going to rocket ahead? No, Bucky hits the turbo boost, middle of the backstretch. He's got that IndyCar setup in there. Going to come off the corner to the checkered flag, to the line. It's going to be Dan Bucky. It's a round of applause for Dan Bucky. He's also driving in our compact division tonight. You'll get to see him in a little bit in a number 50 car. That is Kyle Grove as Schneider in the 157 and Sweeney in the 57 come to green. We are underway for the first of our 3 compact heat race events. It is the 157 going to see the yellow on the exit of 4. Lined up side by side in turn number 4 to the cone where it sits atop the wall to the stripe, the starting line. The green is out and we are underway. And again, that 57 of Sweeney just a little down on power as of late, and we had him 3 and 4 wide back in the field, and Joe Oliver, the beneficiary of that one as he moves up into the number 4 spot, make it 5th position. Kyle Grove also trying in the outside lane. Leading the way is Schneider in car number 157. The battle for 3rd is 3 wide, and Oliver on the move in the number 4. It is Joe Oliver, Clayton Oliver, his nephew running the high lane. Kyle Grove threading the needle. Might be able to do it again. Now that hole might close up before he gets there. Joe Oliver does go back down into the 2nd lane. Oliver up to 3rd. Oliver looking for 2nd now. It's Schneider leading. Swaney 2nd. Joe Oliver 3rd. Rich Dunlap 4th. Top qualifier from the 8th starting position. To the outside of Dunlap comes Kyle Grove. Swaney on the low lane. It is Oliver on the outside. As Joe Oliver and Kyle Grove race to the front of the field. We this time come to the cross flags. It is halfway, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go.
What do you think, Oliver going to get him?
I think he's got a pretty good chance to do it. He's the fastest car right now, him and Grove, and he's all the way up to 2nd. Schneider's going to run a good groove, though, to try to hold him back. He's giving him room in the turns, just using enough of the straightaway to keep him on the outside lane. Schneider leading lap number 5. Schneider took a good entry into 1 and 2, but this is Oliver's best run right now. He's pulled up as far as he's been so far against Schneider. Pulls forward a little bit in turn 3. Schneider racing hard into the corner. Keeps it pretty well on the bottom, and Kyle Grove just about ready to make it 3 wide. So if Schneider opens up the bottom, look out, because Grove is there. And guess what? Here it is. Kyle Grove 3 wide on the backstretch. Not quite enough power middle of the straightaway to pull alongside of him, though, and the white flag's going to wave this time. 1 to go for Schneider and Oliver. At the line, Oliver by inches.
Going to say a good battle for 4th, too, between the Swaneys.
Schneider gave it all he could, and he got it sideways, and it moves Grove to the inside lane. But what an effort for Schneider, just trying to stay alongside and trying to race to the line. It will be Joe Oliver bringing home the victory. Grove finishes 2nd, Schneider 3rd, Swaney 4th, 5th spot to Dunlap, 6th to Ennis, 7th to Swaney, and 8th spot to Oliver. Just gave enough of the bottom for Grove to go inside. Let's have a nice round of applause for the number 4, Joe Oliver. Canton driver, the Vegas Night Skilled Games, Rob Julian small engine repair car. That's the car that set the track record back on July 20th, a 17.753. Green in turn 4, Terry Coletti looks him over. Good start. But as they accelerate, the 50 car of Bucky doesn't quite get up to speed until the end of the straightaway. He pulls back up alongside his teammate, Brad McLean. Down into the corner they go. Leading the way is McLean in car number 80. Dropping back to 2nd is Bucky. 3rd, the 15 of Finlayson. 4th, the 69 of Clark. And here comes Blaine Salisbury in the 29.
Do you think Bucky might be a little dizzy from going the other way?
It probably took him a while to get accustomed to which way he needs to turn going into the corner. And he running in now in that 2nd position. That's Dan Bucky in the number 50. 3rd spot, the 15 of Finlayson. It's Clark on the outside, Salisbury on the inside for 4th, and Salisbury's on the move to the front. Salisbury crashed that car pretty heavily a couple weeks ago. Didn't have it here last week, drove a backup car. And this week he's here and running well in the heat race event. Leading the way is McLean. 2nd, trouble. Eugene Kopp Jr. and A.J. Vasilou get together at the back of the field, and that's going to bring out the yellow. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Kopp in the 158 pulls off into the infield. Salisbury in the 29. On the inside, going for the 2nd spot. Alan Clark for the number 3 position. Bucky giving him just a little bit of room. White flag this time, 1 to go for Brad McLean, Blaine Salisbury, and Alan Clark in another last lap battle for the lead. Salisbury going to try to drop under him, but McLean holding him off, holding the bottom just enough. Half a lap to go. Coming to the checkered off of turn 4, McLean, Salisbury, and Clark. Nose to tail, they come to the checkered. This heat race complete into the history books, and picking up the win, the number 80 of Brad McLean. Second to Blaine Salisbury, and third to Alan Clark. Salisbury takes second, Clark takes third, but taking the win and in victory lane. Let's hear it now for the number 80 of Brad McLean. Sherridsville driver, the Bucky Mowing, Leggett's Tire, and McNutt Racing sponsored number 80 the win tonight. 7 of Zach Koger, the 128 of Colton Cottis, the 17 of Laney Stresky, the 97 of Dale Beatty. The number 83 on the outside of row number 3 is Gary Gibson, and the number 6 is Matt Helms, and the green flag is out.
And Gibson's on the move.
Yeah, Gibson, the 83 car, sliding sideways. Here comes the 128 of Colton Cottis to the inside lane. Cottis on the inside of Michelle Walker. Walker making her first start of the season. First start in his career. Matt Helms for the number 6 car. The back of the pack, staying with the field, though. Car that Ty Kelly drove earlier this season. Helms, our assistant helper up here in the tower, who helps run payoffs back and forth, gets us some driver info, passes out transponders, and takes photos and feature action, and he's getting his first Midvale Speedway racing experience.
To be able to bring a little more inside information to the
Exactly
table.
right. He'll know a little bit what it's all about. He drove pretty hard into turn 1 there,
Yeah,
locked
he
up
did.
the brakes to avoid hitting the 7 of Koger. It is lap number 3 at the line this time. 3 laps in and 5 to go. Colton Cottis, a 128, one of the few cars you'll see here without a window. 17 of Stresky doesn't have a window either. She's got the bars like a dirt car would. How about Stresky last week in our first heat and our first feature? She did a nice job.
I didn't get to see it. I was gone, but she's been doing a much better job each and every week.
I would have assumed that you stopped down at John and Craig's and watched the video so you could do your homework for this week.
Well, I should have. If Craig would have sent me one, I would have watched it. But
I didn't say send them one. I said go down and watch them.
Yeah, I got time for that.
Coming in on lap number 5, it'll be 5 laps in and 3 laps to go for the 128 of Colton Cottis, the 97 of Dale Beatty, 17 of Stresky, and the 83 of Gibson, and Matt Helms ready to pick up a spot. Final 2 spots racing for position. Little bit of a push on the number 6 coming out of 4.
Just a little bit. Good race up front, though. How about Beatty on the outside of Cottis?
Yeah, a couple of newer style body Cavaliers. By newer, I mean newer than the box style body. As at time at the line, it's the 97 of Dale Beatty leading the way. Colton Cottis running around on the bottom.
2 weeks ago, Beatty did a nice job in his heat race. Doing a nice job tonight, taking the lead into turn number 3.
Going to see the white this time. 1 lap to go for Dale Beatty, Colton Cottis, Laney Stresky, and Gary Gibson.
Boy, Gibson was really on the move at the start, and then bad push in turns 1 and 2 on that 83 machine.
A little bit of sun peeking through the clouds right before it sets behind the hills. Checkered flag coming out off the corner. The 97 of Beatty brings home the victory. 128 of Cottis, a second place run. 17 of Stresky, third. 83 of Gibson, fourth. 43 of Walker, fifth. The 7 of Koger, sixth. And the number 6 of Matt Helms stays with the back of the field. Did okay in his first career race. Is complete. The Beatty Racing Bucky Mowing, sponsored number 97. Let's hear it for Dale Beatty.
So you say Matthew is your helper, is that what you say?
A few different ones coming out once in a while. 44 first appearance in a while. The rules online at midvalespeedway.com. If you'd like to build a truck to join us on a Saturday night racing action here at Midvale Speedway, the green is out. Tony Parson has lost the draft. He is caught in the middle, and look out down in the corner. A caution will wave as Parson makes contact with the 155 of Kyler Bertram. The current point standings in the division, he starts in the second spot, and the green flag is out. Parson in the 44 gets caught in the middle again as the 49 of Calvin Tucker goes to the low side. Look at Mike Martin, 3 wide, threading the needle, 4 wide on the backstretch, heading to 3. Parson drops to the back of the field. Some contact between Martin and Decker. Decker caught in the 3rd lane. He might use the 22 as a pick. 49 of Tucker gets turned sideways. Martin goes to the bottom. They go around the meat and the sandwich. That was the 22 of Dennis Wood. Battle for the lead down the backstretch into the 3rd corner. They'll complete lap 2 this time, and Doug Decker leads slightly, not anymore. Martin pulls ahead at the line. Decker takes it back. Oh, look out on the front stretch. Wood in the 22 got sideways coming out of 4, came down and hit the 155 of Bertram. Something wrong with the Wood truck. He's going to head into the pits. Not made of wood, but that's his name, Dennis Wood. At the line, it is Decker leading lap number 3. 3 laps in.
If it was made of wood, he would have just splintered it on the front straightaway.
There would have been plenty of splinters.
How about Mike Martin, though? What a move out of that 5 truck off the start of the race.
And Decker, pretty impressive as well.
Decker's been fast the last couple weeks and doing a really nice job in that 64
and
tonight.
Bertram back at dirt track in that 155 truck. Kyler Bertram in the 155 really sideways. 44 of Parson being sent pit side. He's got plenty of water coming out the overflow, running a little warm. Gives a nice bath to the videographer down in turn number 2 on the way by. That'll be a good shot.
If it was a little bit warmer, it could have been a sprinkler.
Yes, it will be. 6 laps in, 2 laps to go, and around goes the 155 of Bertram. Bertram has spun on his own. Caution is out. Green flag is back out. We've got 5 in, 3 to go. 3 laps from the finish. Oh, look out. Down in the corner. 155 of Bertram, 49 of Tucker get together, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Green in 4, still 3 from the finish. 5 laps have been completed. Back underway, the 64 of Doug Decker back into the lead. Martin Stowe. Pretty good run for the number 5 truck in the outside lane. 2 laps from the finish for the 64 of Decker. Oh, Martin, crossover move down in the corner, some contact. They stay in the throttle and they'll go down into the infield. And yellow flag's going to come out.
I was trying to work on that for him.
6 laps in, 2 laps to go. It's George in the 13 and Bertram in the 155, and the green is out. A lot of power underneath the hood of that 155. Oh, Decker. Decker up into the wall. Doug Decker in the 64 goes into the corner, and that thing really whipped around. Coming to green, 2 laps to go in this mini truck heat race event. Bruce George and Kyler Bertram come in, and the green is out. I've been told that Bertram truck has a little bit of power. It does. It doesn't handle so well. It's sideways coming through the corner, but he hangs on to it, gets back into the throttle, leads the way down into the corner, and there's 1 lap to go. Can George get back around Bertram? Looking to the low side as George gets in there. Bertram gives him room. And by George, winning the race, coming off of turn number 4, it is Bruce George taking the victory. Kyler Bertram finishes 2nd, and finishing 3rd is Calvin Tucker. How about old Bruce George saying, you know what, I set fast time earlier tonight. I might as well pick up a win while I'm at it.
On a Jonathan Ritterloos type race truck.
And consideration going as well to the driver of the 155. Bertram gave him some room. It was a last second pass and saw him down there, and he gave him enough room to make it happen. Let's have a nice round of applause for the winner, the 13 of Bruce George. 3 will go home, 4 will start the feature. Green flag, turn 4. Middaw and Adams bump a little bit. Now they're going to swerve at each other some more. We're going to go 3 wide. Green is out. And caution flag coming out. We're going to try it again. Let's see if Middaw and Adams try to wreck each other before the green this time, or if they'll wait until after. Green flag, turn number 4. Middaw and Adams to the green. We are underway. And into the corner, look out. Adams just barely gets into the wall. Fortunately, he got it woe down. And yellow flag out is Jesse Adams. And car number 11 has issues down in turn number 1.
Right here, guys. Watch out, man. Get out in. I don't know. We'll see. Oh. Billy, you'll get stuck. Maybe. Oh, this is going to be a tight squeeze, man. Hold on. All right. Yeah, we got something. Oh, you look good in there. You're fitting that nice. Hey, you got to go a little bit more, Dave. This tire's not off the ground here. Yeah. Got it?
Take it out.
What?
Out.
The one in the middle. Yeah, all right.
You're just dragging the tire.
They're the 4 in transfer spots. The green is out. 10 laps. Joe Fuchs and the Animal racing for 3rd and 4th. Fuchs sideways. Oh, look out. He's going to loop it around. Joe Fuchs spins. And trying the Sullivan spin and win maybe, but he comes to a stop. Yellow is out. Coming to green off of 4, Coletti looks him over, and back to racing we go. And Molnar has just exploded the engine. The good news is a lot of the smoke was coming out of the exhaust. That is a good sign. Ten-lap feature event for the Fun Pack division. We've got the 151 of Alan Clark, the 50 of Dan Bucky, the number 115 of Howard Bartholow, and back in the backup car again, the number 21 of Colton Bryant. It has been a tough season for Bryant. I think 2nd in points or so. We're going to battle for the lead and the green off of turn number 4, turn number 1 in the normal direction, coming off the corner. Bucky, watch him on the outside. It's Alan Clark on the inside. Green flag is out.
How about lap number 2? We do a little crank it up, Adam.
I think lap 2 that'd be good when they race by. You've got the leader, the number 50 of Dan Bucky, taking the lead. He goes down into turn number 3, following a battle between team cars. The 151 of Clark, the 115 of Bartholow, and we're going to crank it up again at Midvale Speedway.
Dan Bucky, your race leader in the number 50, and the battle for 2nd. Here we go. And that last one didn't sound very good.
I think Colton might be on the rev chip.
Yeah,
it was vroom, 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 vroom.
It wasn't an IndyCar or a NASCAR crank it up, that's for sure.
No, it sounded good for the first 3. We're rolling off of the 2nd corner. It's the number 50 of Dan Bucky leading the way, the 115 of Howard Bartholow in 2nd. And the 151 of Alan Clark, he's right now in a podium spot. I think that's how he'll finish as well, in a podium spot. But Bucky and Bartholomew pulling away right now at the front of our field. Lap number 4 to be complete next time around at the line, and Bartholomew is going to start to challenge for the lead. Bartholomew hadn't won a whole lot of races up until within the last month or so, and he's won a couple of fun-packed features. I think a big road course and maybe the big oval as well. He's looked good as of late in the fun-packed division.
Definitely done a nice job in that 115, and just shy in that first heat race. And we'll have to see if he's got anything. Was really working the outside groove on Bucky in that heat race. We'll have to see if he can make it stick.
He's running a really great lane right now. He's letting it drift out to the wall. He's getting a good apex in his corner, going back down to the bottom. Didn't go to the bottom so much this time as he's trying out, just testing that second lane, trying to get a run on Dan Bucky. We have crossed the halfway mark. We're going to go lap number 6 this time. 4 laps to go for Dan Bucky in car number 50.
Good battle into turn number 1 or 4, whichever you want to say. Bucky, your race leader. Bartholomew still looking to the outside, about a half a car length behind, and then about a half a straightaway behind Alan Clark in the 151. Bucky, your race leader. Bartholomew not doing as good on the outside as he was in his heat race, but still, nonetheless, Bucky trying to open the bottom a little bit. Bartholomew closes in off of 2.
And I think Bucky has picked it up as well from the heat race, maybe making some slight adjustments to the car. There's not a whole lot you can do in this fun pack division, which is like a stock compact class. In fact, that's what it was called a year ago. We have 2 laps remaining, 8 laps complete at the line for the number 50 of Dan Bucky.
I love this fun pack division so much more than that stock compact class we had a year ago. The diversity in the courses that we run each and every week, it shows the diversity of these drivers. I think it's awesome.
White flag is out, 1 lap to go. 1 final lap for our fun-packed field.
And Dan Bucky is going to cross the line with the twin checkers. Howard Bartholomew, your runner-up, and Alan Clark in 3rd. So your point leader wins the heat race and wins the feature. Matthew Helms, real quick before we get to victory lane, how was your first night in a compact?
It was fun. I wish I was able to start the season off with it.
So next year, are we going to see you full-time in a race car?
I already bought one. I'm rebuilding it and everything, so that's the plan.
Man, you did a really nice job. I bagged on you a little bit on Facebook a little bit earlier as Dan Bucky takes his victory lap, but you did a nice job, and good luck in the feature coming up.
Hopefully we stop the pushing in it. That's the way I got to do it.
Well, you got to get off the brake, and then the push will stop.
Take and scratch. We'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck, Matty.
If you look really closely, there is a car in victory lane. It kind of blends in a little bit. The camouflage number 50 of Dan Bucky. What's this we hear about the old 5-0 making victory lane tonight?
Book 'em, Dano.
Dan Bucky, the win tonight in our fun-packed big oval, reverse direction. We only had 1 track left in our box. You know what that track is for next week?
No, I don't actually, Lark.
Small road course.
Oh, okay. That's a demolition derby.
Oh, no, we're going to run them clean next week. We only got 4 cars tonight. Maybe we'll only have 4 or 5 next week. We'll keep it clean. It was clean tonight.
Yeah, some of you fans need to come out here and get one of these cars. It is a lot of fun doing these different tracks. Them other guys think it's stupid out there, but I really enjoy it. And the guys that I run with, we're all good friends, and we compete well.
Thank you much.
I probably have a car for sale. Hey, I want to thank Turtle for replacing the transmission in this car for me. We blew one up 2 weeks ago, and Turtle came out for nothing. I couldn't believe it.
Let's hear it for your winner, Dan Bucky.
Okay, Adam, going to try and do our quick grid walk here. We'll slide in the window with Larry Baker. Larry, starting on the pole tonight, how do you like your odds to keep this thing up front?
She was a little tight in that heat race. We loosened her up a little bit, so hopefully we can be on the inside and get around the corner and take the lead.
Well, good luck tonight, Larry Baker, starting on the pole in the 06.
In our McIntosh Oil Company late model division, what a field tonight. 3 drivers not making the call. They couldn't make the show. Problems in the last chance. But we have 20 starters in tonight's 30-lap feature, paying $1,000 to the winner.
Boy, this is going to be good, man. Great field of cars. Some of the fast guys right in the middle back part of the field.
Here we go, 30 laps, $1,000 to the winner, Larry Baker. Doug McMillan to the green. In turn 4, we're off and racing at Midvale. Outside lane moving forward so far. Bubba Smith makes a run to the inside of Matthew Mills, puts him in the outside lane. That's going to shuffle things up a little bit back in the field. Leading the way is Doug McMillan in car number 54. In the second spot, Mike Miller. Third, Baker. Fourth is Huffman. Now it's the inside groove. Moving forward is the rookie. Matthew Mills is caught in the outside lane. See Rosenberry, see Tedesco, see Rohr all going to the bottom of the track. Get up into the top 10. Those drivers have started out of the top 10, and I think they've been able to do so. Yes, they have. Rosenberry 8th, Tedesco 9th, Rohr and 10th. Sibla, hard hit into the wall for Rick Sibla.
Did not see what happened, Adam, but a hard hit for last year's point champion at Midvale Speedway in the number 63.
So the number 63 heading to the pits. He was our track champion a year ago. McMillan and Miller to the green. Underway on the restart. Outside lane, Mike Miller making some ground. Miller might be able to clear McMillan. Oh, not so fast, says Big Mac as he comes back on the inside lane. Big Mac goes into the corner, just about spins it. That allows Miller to go into the lead. Bubba Smith is going to move up alongside of McMillan for the number 2 spot. Battle for third then as Brian Smith gets to the inside of McMillan. Side by side for the third position. Brian Smith, Doug McMillan going after it. Alex Rosenberry, he goes to the outside. Ryan Tedesco on the move in the 70. Tedesco, your top qualifier, from 13th up to 4th. Tedesco, the driver to watch right now. Ryan Tedesco getting it done in the 70, up to 4th. Smith's in front of him in 2nd and 3rd. Rosenberry trying to work that outside lane. Rohr trying to get underneath him. Emerson Huffman, the driver right there that you wonder which way he's going to go. Rohr kind of looking to the inside of him as he also tries to race with Rosenberry. Pretty good action right now, just inside our top 10. Rosenberry and Rohr side by side, 2 of our faster qualifiers. They raced a lot with each other in the 50-lapper a couple of weeks ago. Up front, things heating up as well as Miller leads the way. Smith is 2nd, Brian Smith is 3rd, and Tedesco is right there. Rohr gets a run at Huffman on the backstretch. He's going to make that move going down into the 3rd corner. Rosenberry will try to go along, but he's not going to get in there. Rohr taking a little more time than Tedesco getting toward the front of the field. Tedesco making it work side by side with Bryant Smith for third, and now second, Bubba Smith on the inside lane. Side by side for second. Joe Fuchs going down a lap, moving over as the action heats up front of the field. It is Tedesco in that second lane with Brian Smith. Smith now giving him some room. Rohr also slowly working his way up. He and McMillan just about get together as Rohr goes to the outside. Brian Smith goes sliding through the infield in yellow out. Coming off of 4, here comes Mike Miller and Ryan Tedesco. Green flag is out. Tedesco in that outside lane working beside Mike Miller. Down the back stretch they go. Tedesco racing hard with Miller. Miller by far his best run in a few weeks. Rohr now getting to the inside of Bubba Smith. Smith going to be able to hold him off for the time being in third. Tedesco up into the number 1 spot. Trouble in turn 1. Trouble in turn number 1. So caution comes out. 15 laps in the books. And yellow flag is out. So some cars involved down in turns 1 and 2, mid-pack back. Of course, we were all watching them up front. Tedesco just
each and every week with a real good job of doing a production. It's not just a video anymore. They do a actual production, and it's great. Different camera views throughout the night, in-car cameras, split screens. They really do a great job. Mid-Vid racing videos.
Rohr up to 4th. Smith running in the 3rd spot, the number 12, halfway, 15 in, 15 to go. Green is out. Into 1 and 2 we go, outside lane, working good. Doug McMillan off the pace in the 54. He's going to pull off into the infield. Tedesco hangs on to the lead. Rohr ready to move into second. Rohr and Tedesco working their way up into 1st and 2nd. Tedesco leads. Rohr taking the 2nd spot. Here comes the youngster, Alex Rosenberry, to 3rd. Rosenberry into the number 3 spot. Bubba Smith for the number 4 position. Tedesco and Rohr, 2 of the top names in Midvale Speedway late model racing over the years. They are leading the way and pulling away from the rest of the field, though Rosenberry running pretty well in 3rd, and in fact Tedesco putting a little bit of distance on Rohr at the front of the pack, putting down some pretty good laps in the low 14.2s. Brian Smith working his way back up through the field in the number 1 car, closing on the number 90 of Emerson Huffman. Eight laps to go, 22 complete for Ryan Tedesco and Rich Rohr. Jonathan Ritter takes his ride to the pits. 24 laps complete. Tedesco, Rohr, Rosenberry, Bubba Smith, and Mike Miller. But it is a much improved night for Mike Miller. Good work by that crew to get that car much better than it has been lately. Kirkpatrick, good run in 6th. Brian Smith rallying for 7th. Huffman in 8th. Stankiewicz 9th. And Middaugh running 10th. Passing the 57 of Joe Fuchs as he goes down another lap. Three laps to go, 27 in, 3 to go for Ryan Tedesco. Two to go. Final 2 laps for Ryan Tedesco in the 70. White flag, 1 lap to go. Coming to the checkered off of turn number 4, the new Philadelphia driver Ryan Tedesco on his way to the victory. Rich Rohr to finish 2nd. Alex Rosenberry to finish 3rd. 4th to Bubba Smith. 5th spot. It's a battle, and it's going to be Kirkpatrick and Brian Smith. He rallies for 6th. 7th to Mike Miller. 8th to Emerson Huffman in the 90. Your winner, Ryan Tedesco. Son's pretty happy there.
Yeah, he's happy. He always tells me every morning that we come down to race, Dad, I hope you win so I can come out and get my picture with you.
Well, he's got the opportunity tonight. Well, getting through the field was going to be key because 13th place is where you started in the event. The biggest invert you can possibly have. You're not real good at rolling the dice, I guess.
No, they came up and they gave me 1 dice and he said, you got to roll it 3 times. And I said, are you promoting sandbagging?
Well, it didn't matter because sometimes when there are a 13 invert, it makes it easier if you do pick the right lane. And tonight, I'm not saying it's easy because you made some moves in the outside lane. That car was good.
Yeah, it's definitely better to have some slower traffic up front, but a lot of times it can bite you as well as it can help you. So luckily tonight was one of them nights it helped. And I don't know, the track, it's really slick. It might not look like it, but it was really slick with, I don't know if it's the combination of the modifieds running the alcohol or the Hoosier rubber versus the American Racer rubber, but it was really, really slick at the beginning. It got a little bit better, and then when we had that restart with Mike, it was sliding on me a little bit, and luckily it came around, and I was just praying that we didn't get another caution because I don't like them being on the bottom on those restarts, and I know Rich was going to be a handful.
And Richie finished 2nd, Rosenberry finished 3rd. We had Mike Miller leading for a while. We have Doug McMillan in the field, the Smith cars. How about this late model field tonight? 23 cars, and there are some pretty stout drivers down here.
Yeah, it's hard to go anywhere in Ohio and see a field like that. It's really impressive, and it's nothing to be discouraged about to win here. I mean, it's almost like winning a main event race every week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great run for Ryan Tedesco in the number 70, winning tonight. Round goes 36. Caution out for the 36 of Rich Dunlap. Alan Clark in the 69. And on the outside, Blaine Salisbury to the green.
Alan Clark will lead lap number 1. Blaine Salisbury in 2nd. Snyder now problems up the racetrack, makes contact with Mike Swaney and the 31 of Grove. Problems. Also the 4 of Oliver involved.
Wow, some of our fast cars right there. It looked like the 157 just got sideways going into the corner. We'll take a look at it and see. He had some help from behind. The 19 of Clayton Oliver was right behind him and did make some contact going into the corner, which brings out the caution flag and creates some pretty severe damage possibly for some of those cars. Kyle Grove, Joe Oliver might have been able to squeak through without much. But Kyle Grove, the winner of our last two features, Mike Swaney in the 57 also involved. So a multi-car accident in a division that normally doesn't see a whole lot of mishaps. Some sort of issues for Grove. See if he can get up to speed here. We're ready for green coming off of turn number 4, and we are underway. Just problems getting up to speed for the 31 of Grove. And down into the corner they go. A little bit of contact. Pulling out front's going to be Blaine Salisbury in the 29. Salisbury into the lead. Clark in second, but here comes Swaney, Schneider, Dunlap, and Grove 3 wide for 4th. Clark holding on to second, just making the fast feature tonight. Look out, 3 wide on the backstretch. Trying to thread the needles, Dunlap. Swaney says, yeah, enough of this. I'm going to just let the field go by, and I'm going to drop back into line or maybe go to the pits. Leading the way, though, is Salisbury.
And after a badly damaged race car a couple weeks ago, doing a nice job up front right now, Blaine Salisbury, your race leader.
Yeah, absolutely. Salisbury tore up that car pretty bad, took it to the Roofners. They worked on it. Didn't quite get it ready for a week ago, but they got it ready for this week. And it is maybe as good as it's been in our compact racing, turning some decent laps, 18.6, 18.7 the last couple of laps. It is the 29 of Salisbury leading the way, moving up from our Fun Pack division earlier this season. Ran the stock compacts a year ago for a while, won some features. For third right now, good battle between Schneider and the 36 of Rich Dunlap. For the third spot, Schneider low and Dunlap on the high side. That outside lane starting to move forward. 31 car of Grove, the 4 car of Joe Oliver. Also looking to the outside. This is the way the compacts normally race. A little bit rough there earlier in this one, but side-by-side action, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Other than the leader right now who's pulling away, that is the 29 of Salisbury. Grove is working now up into the 4th spot, but so far he's boxed in with Dunlap trying to get around Clark. 8 laps in, 7 laps to go. Halfway this time by for Blaine Salisbury. Clark on the inside of Grove, racing off into the 3rd corner. We see the 4 of Oliver trying to move up. Good racing action right now. And we've got Oliver turned around in the 19 car. Clayton Oliver in the 19 goes around. Coming to green off of turn number 4, 9 in, 6 laps to go. It is Salisbury and Dunlap up front. Field taking good formation down in turn 4, and we're back underway. Number 4 of Joe Oliver going 3 wide. We've got him rubbing. We got a caution for a failed start. Nine in and 6 to go. The green is back out. 4 wide, make it now 3 wide on the back stretch. Dunlap fighting back on the outside lane. He's going to shoot into the lead coming off of 4. Dunlap's car not really going so well on the restart when the green first comes out, but after it gets rolling, it's going well, and he's got a chance for victory here. He moves up into the lead. Salisbury relegated to second for the time being. Dunlap will get a good run off of 4. He's got him clear, but here comes Grove. And also here comes Joe Oliver to the inside. Oliver for the 3rd spot. Grove for the lead from the back of the pack. This could be 3 wins in a row for Grove if he can get around Dunlap. Dunlap's issue is if he uses more of the track up to try to stay alongside Grove, Oliver will go under him. Leader at the line that time was Dunlap. Off the pace is Wes Ennis in the 09. And Grove's going to go into the lead. Ennis hasn't had a mechanical issue like that in a while, but they're creeping up tonight. 31 of Grove now leads, looking for his 3rd win in a row, and I think he's going to get it. Just 2 laps to go. Leading the way is Grove as they come to the white flag. It will be 1 lap to go for Grove in the 31. Dunlap, the 36, and the number 4 of Oliver now for 2nd. Dunlap, good turn, down in 1 and 2. Got it just free enough to hook the corner well. He's going to hold on to 2nd, I think, as Oliver tries to the outside, but win number 3 in a row from the back of the pack. Top qualifier, Kyle Grove. Dunlap 2nd, Oliver 3rd. Braden Swaney rallies for 4th. 5th spot to Salisbury. 6th to Clayton Oliver. 7th to Schneider. And 8th to Alan Clark. Good run for Dunlap in the 36, bringing home a 2nd place finish tonight. Joe Oliver making some moves. Oliver getting up into the 3rd spot tonight, coming up just a little short of 2nd. But bringing home his 3rd win in a row, and Chris asked me before the race, can he win his 3rd in a row? I said if he gets in the right lane, and I think he did that. He was up to 5th after the 1st lap. It worked out. He avoided the biggest portion of the crash. He didn't hurt the car too bad when he came to a stop. And the South Philly Pizza, Impact Photography and Design, Greg's Recovery, number 31, brings it to victory lane for a 3rd straight time. Your winner, Kyle Grove. Well, Kyle, win number 3 in a row. Tonight you started 10th, dead last. That's a long way to go with some pretty fast cars, but you picked the right lane. You got there.
Yeah, I was trying to take my time, and I was afraid when I got hit up there, I popped one of my tires, but good thing I didn't.
How hard was the hit?
I've had it harder.
Not too bad. You kept the air in the tires, and the car makes it to the finish. You picked the right lane early on. You made your way to the front, and you pick up the victory. Good run again tonight.
Thanks. I want to thank everybody who's been helping me, my dad, South Philly, everybody else.
Your winner again, Kyle Grove.
Okay, Adam, let's do a quick grid run. Charlie Schultz, you finished 2nd here last year. Can you keep this thing up front tonight?
Yeah, I sure hope so. We're starting pretty far back in 8th, but this place is pretty racy, and always look forward to coming here. These great fans, all these folks here. I think we got a pretty good piece after the heat race.
And, you know, like we talked about, you've ran here in super late models here before in the main event racing series. And what's it like to go around in one of these things?
It's a lot faster for sure, but like I said, I love coming to this track. It's so racy, whether it's in a late model or super. I always have a good time here.
Fans on the front stretch. Everybody get up, wave them off. 30 laps for the Baldy Baker Jr. and Senior Memorial at Midvale Speedway. Fastest cars you'll see at Midvale. And they're ready to go racing one more time, couple of more times around here at Midvale Speedway. We're going to give them the white. Again, row number 1 of John Hennis and Kevin Jaycox Jr., A.J. Lasecki, and Mike McVetta in row number 2. Row number 3 of Edwards. And on the outside of Edwards,
30 laps, use your heads, no eyes.
it is the 28 of Bobby Dawson.
Good show here.
In row number 4, it is the 7 of Schultz, the 94 of Schulich, 19, top qualifier. Track record holder at Midvale Speedway in any car, the 19 of Trent Stevens, starting on the inside of row number 5. He's got some cars to pass if he wants to win this one. Green coming out of 4. Baldy, Baker Jr. and Senior Memorial underway at Midvale Speedway. Cars bottoming out, entering into the first corner. Taking the lead is John Hennis in the 36. Oh, into the wall goes Jaycox briefly on the backstretch. Jaycox keeps rolling. He's a bit off the pace, though. He will get out of the way. The cars will go by. Possibly some damage to the Jaycox machine. Did a nice job, though. Everybody able to get by cleanly. Watching as some of the cars move to the front. The 94 of Schulich into the top 5 in turn 4. 3 wide briefly. 19 into the 6th spot. That's Stevens. Trent Stevens up to 6th. Hennis leads the way. McVetta 2nd. Edwards 3rd. 4th. The 7 of Schultz. And around goes Jaycox in the 07. Caution for the first time in this one for the 07 of Kevin Jaycox Jr. Could have been worse. He got it woed down before he got into the wall very hard. He did back it into the wall. His car a lap or two earlier had skimmed the back straightaway wall. You can see the tire mark right before where it says Midvale Speedway. Look at Schulich in the 94. Schulich drives to the outside. We've got some contact between 4th and 5th, and Schulich is back to 5th as Schultz moves back up to 4th. Battle for the lead. McVetta in the 22. We're racing hard in the top 5 positions. To the inside lane. To the inside lane for the lead. Taking over the spot is Mike Hollywood McVetta. Edwards up to 2nd. Hennis back to 3rd. Hennis now kind of holding up some of the drivers in our top 5, and Schulich makes a move for 3rd. Schultz ready to make the move next, and Trent Stevens for a top 5 spot. He's going to try to get around both of them. Racing inside of Schultz. He'll get to the inside. 3 wide on the backstretch. Look out. Having to lock it down and going into the infield is the 19 of Stevens. Caution flag out for the 19 of Stevens. Hennis has fallen to 4th. That setup going away on that car. And the 7 of Schultz running 5th. Five laps in, 25 to go. McVetta leads. Edwards 2nd. Schulich 3rd. Hennis is 4th. And Schultz is 5th. Shiree restarts 6th. Green is out. A little bit of wheel hit between Lasecki and Dawson. They continue on, though. Schultz gets around Hennis. And here's Schulich. Schulich going for 2nd on the low side. Leading the way is McVetta, 2nd spot. The 94 of Schulich. McVetta's lead could be in jeopardy. Seeing if the 19 of Stevens can come from the back. He's boxed in right now. Not anymore. He gets around Marlowe. He's going to drop to the low side. Look out down in the corner. Gets to the inside of Lasecki, who closes the door. This time he won't have the chance to close it as he'll get around him. Schulich to the inside of McVetta for the lead. Schulich on the inside, McVetta on the outside, and Dave Schulich Jr. goes into the number 1 spot. 10 laps in, 20 to go. 14 of Mid-Vid is going to be, or 14 of Lisecki going to be sent pit side for continued leakage on that car. Battle for the number 5 spot to the inside. Danny Shiree. Hennis closes the door. Here comes Stevens to the high side. Stevens to the outside of Dawson. Trent Stevens on the move in the 19. Stevens looking high on the back stretch as well. Oh, nearly a crash there as Dawson closes the door on Trevor Berry. Wheeling their way around this Midvale Speedway. We're closing on the halfway mark. 13 laps in at the line. 13 in, and here comes Stevens. Stevens puts it in the high groove. Stevens now to the outside of Hennis. 14 laps in, 16 laps to go. Leading the way is Schulich. Second is McVetta. Third is Edwards. Fourth is Schultz. He's about to make a move for third. Schultz is closed for the third spot. Into the pits goes Lisecki with his continued leak. We're halfway, 15 in, 15 to go. Into the top 5, Trent Stevens in the 19. Five car of Jack Smith moving over to the low side for the leader, Dave. DJ Schulich. Schulich with nearly a straightaway lead. Shiree goes into the infield in the 72. Caution out. Caution flag out for the 72 of Danny Shiree. The 94 of DJ Schulich coming to green. McVetta restarts second. Edwards restarts third. The 7 car of Schultz fourth, and Stevens up to fifth. Green is out. Good restart in 3 and 4. Here comes Stevens for fourth. Stevens for fourth on the outside of Schultz. Oh, contact between Schultz. Trouble down in the corner. So Schultz in the 7, Edwards in the 11, bringing out the yellow. The 19 of Stevens, he's going to move up 2 more spots. So caution out, 16 laps in.
Oh, DJ.
And Dawson coming to green. So watch as some of the other drivers come from the back at Schulich in the 7. Schulich in the 7. 19 of Stevens trying to move up. Bobby Dawson called for jumping on the last restart. He did go to the inside a little bit early down in 3 and 4. Trevor Berry's moved himself up into the top 4. Berry up to 4th, car running pretty good after a crash earlier tonight. 11 laps to go, 19 laps in for the 94 of DJ Schulich. Here comes Schultz. Schultz makes a move on 1, tries to get the double, couldn't quite do it by turn 3. We'll get another run to the inside now of Hennis. Hennis nearly closed the door. Now he's going to lose maybe 2 or 3 more spots as Hennis, who started up front, fading here late in the race. 9 to go at the line that time. .36 of Hennis continues to fall backward. Rolling under green flag conditions. Going to be 5 more laps to go. 5 to go for Schulich. 5 laps to go for Schulich in the 94. The 22 of McVetta still running second. Dawson running third. Berry running fourth. And Schultz has moved his way back to fifth. Marlowe sixth. Stevens seventh. Hennis eighth. Shiree ninth. And then we've got Jack Smith, Lisecki still out there running right in front of the leader down the back stretch. DJ Schulich looking for his third win in 5 Midvale starts, and he's in a good spot to do just that. The brakes glowing on the number 22 of Mid-Vid. Working through slower traffic now is Schulich. Can tiptoe his way through. He's got a huge lead built up. 2 to go that time. It'll be the white this time. 1 more lap to go this time for the 94 of DJ Schulich. About to pick up his third Midvale win, his second win of the season off of the corner. Down into turn number 3. Schulich claims his third Midvale Speedway career victory. Second spot, Mid-Vid. Finishing third is Dawson. Fourth spot, the 49 of Trevor Berry. Fifth to Charlie Schultz. Sixth to Trent Stevens. Seventh to Matt Marlowe. Eighth to John Hennis. Ninth to Shiree, and 10th to Jack Smith. 19 of Trent Stevens as he got just barely clipped. Our 3 parked along the front stretch. Dave Schulich Jr. in the 94, Mike Mid-Vid in the 22, and Bobby Dawson in the 28 car. Hennis in the 36. All of them climbing out from behind the wheels of these bad, fast race cars. Let's hear it for our top 3. Dave Schulich Jr., Victory Lane at Midvale Speedway. A familiar place for you. You like this one on the schedule. You're good here, no doubt.
Yeah, I actually do like this place a lot. I'm not a huge fan of small tracks, but there's something about this place that really suits my style. Just love coming here. I've been here today. We here 4 times, and I've won like.
We'll walk up here. Don't know if it's the people probably standing in our line sight with our receiver, but the car definitely outstanding. 3 out of 5 in your starts here, picking up 3 victories. Impressive run for the 94 tonight.
Yeah, it's been real good all day, and we qualified, missed last time by a thousandth of a second, and in the heat race, everybody made a big deal about Trent running 12.7, and we were out. I mean, I was out front cruising. I wasn't overly concerned about that, and I figured, we'd have a good race car. This thing has been absolutely phenomenal. I think this is like the 7th race on it. We already got 3 wins in the High Miler Nationals a couple weeks ago, so this thing's badass. Thank the Jim Nar for all the hard work he puts in, Enders Racing Engines for the power plant, and all the fans for coming out today. We thank you for that, too.
Let's hear it for your winner again. He will be awarded the trophy. He will be awarded the trophy for the...
I got to thank my wife. I would forget after the last race. I forgot to thank my wife. So thank my wife and daughter. And my daughter told me before the race she was supposed to come out here and take a picture with the winner. And so she told me, Dad, I'm not taking a picture of anybody but you. So I had a little pressure.
DJ Schulich the win tonight. He wins the Baldy Baker Jr. and Senior Memorial. The Baker family here tonight. The Baldy Baker Jr.'s son, Baldy Jr.'s sister, of course, Baldy Sr.'s daughter. Baldy Sr.'s wife, Gladys, she's here tonight. She never watched Baldy Jr. race in all of the years. She watched Baldy Sr. race a long time, of course, but they're here to present the Baldy Baker Jr. and Senior Memorial here tonight, the trophy at Midvale Speedway. Chris?
Caught up with second place finisher Hollywood Mike Mid-Vid. And Mike, you picked up a heat race win a year ago, had problems in the feature, and good second place run tonight. Tell me about your car. I heard you tell the crew and everybody was a little bit tight tonight.
It was, we struggled all day. This is probably the best we've been. So, hats off to DJ and Jim Bodnar. They built a rocket ship. It doesn't feel too bad to finish second to them.
Absolutely. And like I said, this thing was hooked up pretty good. You led some laps early. And what can you do when one of the quickest cars here just, what are you going to do?
There's not a whole lot. Like I said, they're a class act. We were a touch off. There's always next time.
Anybody you want to thank on this 22 tonight?
There's a ton of people. I got to thank Perfection Fabricators, Banks Manufacturing, Fourth Turn Crazies. I'm sure there's a bunch of them here. I hear them. Banks Manufacturing, my mom and dad. Doug Sawyer's been helping us a ton this year. My girlfriend Gina and her family's here, so it's a good way to finish.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Good second place run.
Thank you.
Hollywood Mike McVetta. And
Bobby Dawson, third place finisher in the 28 car. Last year, it had been some 30 years or so since you had made your last start here. You finished third in the feature. Tonight, it's like driving a bike. You get right back into it. Only a year between your two starts and another third place run.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't nothing to write home to Mom about. We just kept our nose clean. That was it. We just come from 6th to 3rd. So I got to thank Craig Reed and the whole Reed Salvage outfit there, Dennis Level, who does our motors, TJ Estrus, Stewart Appliance, and all the fans here. I mean, without you guys here, it's pretty tough to put on a show.
You were going to run Canada last night. You decided to stay a little closer to home this weekend and a podium finish. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for our top three again. Third place, Bobby Dawson. Second place, Mike McVetta. And your winner, DJ Schulich.
Hey, Adam, I told DJ that I was going to take the good luck charm home with me because, or he could take me home with him because I interviewed him earlier.
You interviewed a lot of other guys out there, too, in the pits, and some of them didn't do so well, Chris.
Well, that's okay, but I interviewed the winner before you did.
You've talked more tonight to Jonathan Ritter, and he didn't even finish the late model feature, so you are not good luck.
Okay.
What a great show tonight, put on by Akron Auto Auction and Midvale Speedway, the MSA Super Modifieds in all of our divisions except the Modifieds. Green is out. Into the lead goes Bowling in the 82 car. Looking back in the field, Hartline goes way high. So does the 62 of Brian Oliver. Up to second, we move the number 6 car of Mike Martin. Martin being followed closely by teammate Bubba Smith in the 5. Getting a little help from behind, possibly from the 62 of Brian Oliver. Schweitzer on the inside. So is Teddy Oliver in the 49. Schweitzer 3 wide, 4 wide maybe, going into the corner. And they're all going to be able to make it through. Good job. But Bubba Smith is caught in the marbles up on the high side, and Smith loses a few spots. Schweitzer, driver moving forward in a hurry, and so is Mike Martin to the inside of Jeff Bowling, who's leading some laps here tonight. Martin to the inside of Bowling. Schweitzer closing quickly. Top 3 racing for positions. Schweitzer in the 3rd spot. Make that second now as Hoopengarner pulls to the infield and calls it a night. Top qualifier Teddy Oliver, the number 49, racing with the 82 of Bowling. Locks up the tires to avoid hitting him in turn 3. Going to try to get another run at him. So far he's not been able to. He'll drop under him in 2 possibly. He is. He's going to drop to the low side, coming off at 2. Finds the opening. Good job. Good move. Teddy Oliver side by side with the rookie, Jeff Bowling. Martin and the 84 of Schweitzer pulling away, but here come the 49 of Oliver and the 62 of Brian Oliver. Jeff Bowling running 5th. Austin Harvey running 6th. 7th is Bubba Smith. 8th is Hartline. 9th is Passwaters. And 10th is Lewis. 39 of Lewis getting black flagged, I believe, for leaking some fluid. A little bit of too much smoke coming out of the 39 of Lewis. Martin on the inside. Schweitzer looking to the outside lane. And Lewis now seeing the black flag, also being told over his scanner to take it to the pits. Top 4 now running close in formation. Things about to heat up. Schweitzer right now in second, but Teddy Oliver is there as they follow Mike Martin. 9 in, 11 to go in our Pure Stock feature, brought to you by J.D. Byrider. Oliver makes the move on Schweitzer coming out of turn number 2. Schweitzer tried to close the door. It was just a little bit too late. Oliver made the good move, and Oliver's going to take second. Brian Oliver is going to move into third, and Schweitzer's going to drop in line in fourth. Oliver holding on to second. Brian Oliver, though, his brother in third, and fourth is Schweitzer. And they're closing on Mike Martin. Teddy's car is hooked up tonight, the best it's been all season. Brian Oliver, though, might ruffle some feathers in the family right now. 8 to go for Mike Martin. Teddy Oliver, a run to the outside. So this sets up an interesting battle, and in fact, Brian Oliver gets into Teddy Oliver. Down in one, caution is out. And Teddy Oliver, making some good moves in this race, was starting to challenge Martin for the lead, was using the second lane. "12 laps in, 8 laps to go." Coming to green off of turn 4, 8 from the finish. Martin and Oliver bring him in. Teddy Oliver on the outside. Rich Schweitzer goes back to the inside of Oliver for the number 2 spot. Schweitzer might be able to get back by him. Schweitzer back up into the second spot. Oliver falls in line in third, then goes back to the outside again. So now Schweitzer in competition, but he pushes up, and here comes Oliver again to the bottom. Schweitzer tried to again protect. He will go up towards the tire barrier, saves it. So Schweitzer saves the car from being wrecked. Now it's Brian Oliver, the 62, and Bubba Smith, the number 5, going at it. 5 laps to go this time, 15 in, 5 to go. Brian Oliver dirt tracking it off the corner. Oh, they're sliding all over the place now on exit of the corners. See Teddy Oliver and Mike Martin. We got to spin turn number 4, trouble in 4, caution flag coming out, yellow flag out for the caution in turn 4, Heartline, just on the inside lane of the track. Getting the rest of the lineup ready to go.
And I don't think we're done yet.
So here we go, Martin and Oliver, 5 laps from the finish. Or no. Green flag is out. Teddy Oliver and Mike Martin side by side down into the corner. Martin back into the lead. That outside lane for the Pure Stocks just doesn't seem to be there right now. Teddy Oliver drops in line, starting to look low. Cars sliding around. Boy, bowling, dirt tracking it off the turn. Oliver again looks to the outside. He'll drop to the bottom. Martin, is going to close the door. Oliver sideways. Look out, this is a mess. Oliver spins. That's the 62 that has set the track record. He follows the 6 of Mike Martin, the 82 of the rookie. Second time at a race car here at Midvale. Jeff Bowling, green is out. Down into the first corner we go. Mike Martin in the 6. He's got some rubbing from behind. That is Brian Oliver in the 62. 3 laps to go for the 6 of Martin. And around goes the 77 of Heartline. The 82 of Bowling up front. Now Brian Oliver restarting in third and Bubba Smith restarting in fourth. The green flag is out. Sideways up the track, Bowling going forward. It is Martin working the bottom. Bowling closes the door in turn 3. The rookie Jeff Bowling into the lead. 4 to go. $18 laps in, 2 laps to go. Watching as the 112 of Harvey runs up into the side of the 77 of Hartline off of 2. White flag coming out this time, 1 to go for the 82 of Jeff Bowling. Bowling looking for his first win in his second night of racing at Midvale Speedway. He comes off of 4, and Jeff Bowling claims the victory. Second spot to the 6 of Martin, third to the 62. Third to the 62 car of Brian Oliver, and fourth the 5 of Bubba Smith. He was sitting in the car and he's like, what do I do next? He handed the flag over, then he looked at Jason and I like, do I just go to the pits now? Oh no, this is his second feature ever behind the wheel of this Boron car that he purchased off of him. He did sponsor it. And now tonight he claims the victory in just his second start. Your winner, Jeff Bowling. Congratulations. Jeff, congratulations on the win. The 82 car, very good tonight. It's been very good all season. Don drove it great this year, won a few features. You pick up a win tonight in just your second feature start. You picked up on this thing pretty quick.
It's just the best thing I've ever done in my life. It definitely off the bucket list. Donnie, you guys set up that car great, man. It runs awesome. I thank you guys for letting me have the opportunity to get your car. And
what's it like when you lined up for your first feature over there in the pits? Was it like the intensity, the adrenaline just flowing?
A puke bucket.
Yeah, well, that's not a good thing, but you finished second last week, you finished first tonight. That's a pretty good start.
I'm happy. Like I say, it's in my blood now. So
he's hooked. Let's hear it for him. Jeff Bowling from Bowling's Used Cars and Collision up in Canton, the winner tonight.
It's been a long night.
It has, but it hasn't been too bad. We're still before 11 o'clock, ready to start our next to last feature. Mini trucks, 12 laps, compact, 15-lap feature B coming up next. George goes into the lead, and we've got him 3 wide. We've got the 64 of Decker, 155 of Bertram getting together a little bit. We've got him racing down the backstretch. Checking up is Decker, going into the corner, thought about threading the needle, did not, gave Bertram room on the bottom. It's now the trucks going around the Tucker ride in the 49. Bertram thinking about a run to the bottom. Decker just about spins his truck out in the second lane, and the 155 of Bertram on the move in the outside groove. Bertram up to third as George leads the way. Second spot, the 5 of Martin. Doug Decker now moves up into the 4 spot, fighting some handling issues on that truck tonight. Bertram is up to second now, setting his sights on the leader of this one, Bruce George, the top qualifier. George running some good laps, but Bertram is on the move. Bertram just has to avoid getting sideways too much and losing ground to the 13 of George, who's running some consistent laps. Martin still running in the 3rd spot. They're going to be halfway this time. 6 laps in, 6 laps to go for the 13 of George, but Bertram is closing in. For the lead, Bertram has caught Bruce George. Bertram to the inside of the backstretch. Uses that power, pulls up alongside, and will overtake the leader George in 3 and 4. Bertram keeps it in the right direction. Truck looking solid, and Kyler Bertram is the leader. Point leading truck, the number 22 of Dennis Wood, into the pits. White flag waving. Five of Mike Martin smoking away as the checkered waves, and Kyler Bertram claims the win. Picking up the W tonight in the mini truck feature, the 155 of Kyler Bertram. There he is. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Bertram the win tonight. Kyler, good win tonight for the 155. You stayed green there and had to work your way up through the field, and obviously the truck gets a little bit loose sometimes. You were able to keep it in the right direction. It takes a lot of throttle control to keep it from spinning, doesn't it?
Yeah, in the heat, the stabilizer linkage snapped in half, and It was bad. It was real loose, but Grandpa and Dad fixed it, and my grandpa's birthday's today, and this one's for him.
Pretty good birthday present. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Kyler Bertram, the winner tonight. Ready for green, coming off of 4, Michelle Walker in the 43, Zach Koger in the 7. Final race of the evening. Thank you for coming out on Akron Auto Auction Night at Midvale Speedway. Final feature, trackside, green, coming out of 4. We are underway. Good start. Gary Gibson in the 83 car goes to the outside. Gibson goes up into the lead. Some cars beating and banging a little bit here and there. 3 wide for the number 3 position. Brad McLean in the number 80 car on the outside groove up to 3rd. Walker running in the 2nd spot up front. It's Gary Gibson going to lead lap number 1. Car tonight not smoking. That's a good sign. Battle for 2nd. Oh, there goes Bucky sliding down into the infield. Locks her down and turns back left. Goes back down into the infield to get off the raceway. Tries to get the car refired. Still not started. Now maybe is yellow flag out. So Dan Bucky in the number 50 bringing out yellow. $14 laps left in this one. Gary Gibson, the 83. Michelle Walker, the 43, to the green. Turn number 4. We are underway. Walker, the 43 car, off the pace. She's going to drop to the back. Gibson leading the way. McLean looking to the outside and running 3rd, the 97 of Dale Beatty.
Gary Gibson under fire from Brad McLean into turn number 3. Gibson still your race leader. McLean runs in 2nd, Beatty in 3rd. Good battle for the 4th spot between Vassalou and Finlayson. As the Helms machine pulls pit side, and there's the smoke out of Gibson.
Took a while for it tonight, Chris.
Yeah, it did.
83 of Gibson has historically had some smoke issues, but not nearly as bad so far tonight as what it has been in the past. 8 laps in, now 7 laps to go at the halfway mark of our 15-lapper. There it is. That's the smoke we've been used to.
Still out front, though.
Car still running fine.
McLean looking high and low. Unable to find a way around the 83 of Gibson. Still a good battle for 3rd spot between Beatty and Vassalou. Vassalou now to the inside of Beatty. Not able to make it stick. Beatty shuts the door, and he'll maintain that 3rd spot. He's
going to go to the outside now. He tried to drop back to the bottom. Beatty's still there. Finlayson running the outside, the 50 of Bucky recovering from his earlier spin. And up front for the lead again, here comes the 80 of McLean. What makes it interesting is which way will Walker go, which way will Gibson go. They're going to go 3 wide down into the corner. This could get interesting. They're able to make it by just cleanly, and Gibson lets out a little puff of smoke. McLean goes to the inside for the lead on the backstretch. McLean inside of Gibson, down into turn 3. 3 laps to go, 12 in this time as the Gibson machine lets out another puff of smoke. Not leaking anything onto the track, but definitely smoking some. And it's sporadic. Like there, it didn't even do it. Beatty goes 3 wide, and the 97 gets caught down on the grass. And Beatty slides a little bit through the infield as Walker closes the door. White flag coming up, 1 to go for the number 80 of Brad McLean. Gibson's car now, the 83 is off the pace. Checkered flag will wave coming off of turn number 4. It will be the 80 of Brad McLean to the victory, his first of the season. Second spot goes to the 9 of Vassalou. The 15 car of Finlayson third. Fourth place is Dan Bucky. Fifth, Gary Gibson in the 83. Chris Cale will get a word with our winner in moments.
And pulling into victory lane in the Bucky Mowing number 80 machine. Helmet already off, belts already undone. Let's hear it for your winner, Brad McLean. Man, congratulations. It took you a while to get around that 83, but once you did, you set sail.
Yeah, I had to work on him. He gave me a good race there.
Well, he definitely lost some power later on in the race, but, you know, this thing was hooked up pretty good. Has been for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I had some trouble with the last couple of weeks, but I finally got it going, so.
Anybody want to thank on this 80 tonight while you got the chance?
Yeah, the Bucky Mowing, McNutt Racing, Walt Leggett's Tire, Lenny Orr, all the fans were coming out here, and everybody. Just thank you all.
Congratulations. Brad McLean in victory lane in your second compact feature. And we'll see you back here next week at Midvale Speedway. Thank you for coming out. Congratulations to all our winners tonight on MSA Super Modified Night at Midvale.